What's going on, guys? My name is Turtle. I'm the owner here at IDK Philly. IDK Philly started off as kind of like a joke, to be honest. We were opening up a hot chicken spot here, and then it was going to be named Spicy Chicks, Hot Chicks. So we're going down the list trying to figure out what we're going to call the restaurant. And I'm scrolling down on TikTok. I see a smash burger idea, so I kind of figured, you know what, we're going to go with smash burgers and Nashville hot chicken. So I'm talking with my partner at 4 in the morning trying to figure out a name for the restaurant, and he texts me at 4 in the morning like, yo, we need a name for the restaurant. We got to do the paperwork. We got to finish everything up. It's like, yo, you got to come up with a name as soon as possible. So I looked at my phone. I said, man, I don't know. And it just clicked in my head. I said, you know what, we're going to call it I Don't Know Philly. And then we served 600 people the first day. So we did a grand opening the first day. We gave out some free food. And then we've been blessed ever since then. The community showed us love. Old City has showed me nothing but love. I get a lot of people from North Philly that come out here. Some people come from Delaware, from New Jersey. I had people come from Washington, D.C., so we've just been blessed. So, I mean, dealing with the restaurant business, there's always going to be ups and downs. We had some great ups and some bad downs. I can tell you that. When we started, I thought I knew what I was doing when I first started, but to be honest, kind of like we had some hiccups, I would say, but kind of, you know, just being in the restaurant business and learning every day, you kind of get the hang of it, and then we're learning to perfect it every day. You know, we're not perfect, but we're getting there. You know, I'm working on second location as we speak at the moment. We're trying to get a big location with a big parking lot. Grand opening was definitely one of my greatest moments. All my friends, people that I never knew, that I never seen before, you know, came to IDK Philly and tried our food. It was an awesome time. And then the news, when we got on the news, that was something, you know, that I never imagined. As growing up as a kid from Frankfurt, you know, I grew up in the hood, just like every other kid. So I have a lot of kids that look up to me, and then it's a surreal feeling sometimes. Even at this moment right now, all these cameras on my face, it's kind of like you know, you get to think about it years later, like, wow, like I actually accomplished something in my neighborhood, and especially with all the kids looking up to me. You know, sometimes I'm in Wyoming and I see an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, and he's like, yo, man, I love your videos, I love your content. So that just kind of makes me keep going. So this is especially for Instagram. You see a lot of restaurants on Instagram, and everything looks, you know, perfect or jolly, like, oh God, like they're very successful. But sometimes behind the scenes, you got to look behind the scenes, and trials and tribulations is definitely one of them. You know, you don't. What they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So, you know, we've dealt with that. You know, with having to change the bread or having to try out breakfast, and breakfast is not working. You're doing $30 the whole shift, or the cooling system shuts off, or the lights shut off. We've had a situation where the water sewage broke outside, which was nothing out of our control, and then we had to shut down for 2 weeks. Definitely, you know, trials and tribulations is going to come with it. Not everything is what it seems to be, you know. Yeah, so in the restaurant business, not everything seems like what it's supposed to be. You know, you're going to deal with some ups and downs. You know, we dealt with it from the beginning, from the first day, even from before opening, you know, from the bread, from the cheese, from changing the meat, from the cooling system going bad, from the water sewage on the outside going bad, and then that wasn't it wasn't something that I had any control of. So I had to shut down the restaurant for 2 weeks and lose money because of something that I had nothing to do with. So, I mean, it just comes with it. So it's not, life is not perfect, whether in the business world or in your regular life. You know, you're going to deal with some ups and downs. You just got to learn how to, you know, how to jump the hurdles, how to get through it, you know. And then definitely, the restaurant business is definitely a stressful job. And if you're not up on top of your restaurant, if you're not taking care of it, if you're not checking up on it, you know, it's just gonna sink down. So our menu is very playful. When you come in and you look at the menu, it already attracts your eye. You know, they say in the food business, they say the eye eats first. So you're already you know, excited just by looking at the menu. When a burger is called a single mingle, or a double trouble, or a triple threat, or a 4x4, or a Dracula burger, or a side by side, which is 4 sliders with 2 different sandwiches, two chicken sandwiches and 2 beef sliders. Or even the chicken sandwiches, you're looking at a single chicks or a side chicks. Like, come on, like, who doesn't like a little bit of side chicks? You know what I'm saying? Chicken bites. So people already get excited just by looking at the menu and the aesthetics of the restaurant. So when you eat the food and the quality is great, it just hits different. People are like, you know what? This is the spot. This is the spot that we go to. And then with social media, it just blew it out of proportion with influencers, with me on there. You know, what I realized on social media is people tend to fall in love with the character more than the food. So if they fall in love with the character and the food is great, bam, you got a hit. You don't got to worry about it. It's it. You're out of here. So that's exactly how I feel. And then when I get new customers in here and then they try the food and then the looks on their faces like, wow, I never had something like this before. It just like fuels that drive in me, just keep going, because I know I have something. So we care about the ingredient more than anything else, to where my profit margins are not high. I'm not making a killing off of it, but I'm serving great food. And I know if I serve great food and I hit them with a second location, third location, fourth location, like they say in Philly, it's up and away. It's like a Krabby Patty formula. You can't give it away. Sauces here is something that a lot of people, you know, come to. They know, like you're gonna come back again just because of the sauce. So we add a little bit of things in the sauce that I really can't tell you guys. It's like the secret Krabby formula, but we got a Dracula sauce. You know, Dracula, garlic, aioli. We got another IDK sauce. A lot of people ask us, what's in the IDK sauce? And I just tell them, literally, IDK. Can't really tell you everything about the sauce. We got another sauce called El Boogie that's named behind one of my best friends. His name is Joel. I call him El. He came in here. We tried the cilantro sauce, and then it ended up being great. So sauces is definitely, you know, each, especially in the Philadelphia area, when I noticed that each chicken spot has its own DNA, you know, but you know, they specialize, they have great bread or they have great cheese. We're known for great sauce, great bread, great cheese, great chicken, great beef, great everything. I'm very excited for the next 5 years, man. It's, we have a lot going on. We're definitely gonna branch out. You're gonna see us everywhere for sure. We got a bunch of new stuff we're gonna add to the menu. A bunch of new burgers, wraps. We're adding wraps on the menu. Milkshakes are coming back on the menu. Second location is gonna have a parking lot. I know I have a lot of car crews that follow me. So it's gonna be awesome, man. I'm very excited for the next 5 years. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate you guys. This was an honor. And it's Turtle signing out. I'll see you guys later. Stay positive, stay hungry, stay motivated.